What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe, No Days Off DFS, here to bring you that NBA slate breakdown for the 3-game NBA slate we got going on today. Only 3 games. We got a big slate on Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve. Of course, Thursday, there is no games because Thursday is ran by football. Everybody wants to sit down and watch football. Might have something for the football slate since it's going to be football. Of course, I will play NFL. So maybe if you guys want that, let me know down in the comment section. I can go over that. But real quick, this should be a quick video. It's 3 games, and it's kind of mid, to be very honest, in regards to the games that we got going on for today. So with that being said, let's go ahead. Let's try to break this down, see what we got for it. But I'm going to go ahead and do a real quick recap from last night. Looking at it, you see this was my core. Ayo Dosunmu, he played pretty well. Peyton Watson, he was killing it out there. Smith, for whatever reason, Billy Donovan wanted to troll and start Patrick Williams at center. And then Derek Queen got benched in the second half, had to come off the, it was stupid. It was stupid. And it pissed me off watching this yesterday, man. It was ridiculous, man. But all in all, I mean, I personally, I stacked the wrong game. I stacked the Pelicans in the Chicago game. It wasn't enough for me in order to get there. And then I had Cade as my stud. I wasn't playing up for Joker, but instead it was Karl-Anthony Towns, who ended up being like the stud that you need to have yesterday, that played pretty well. But hey, it's another day, another slate. It is what it is. Looking at it, injury report for today, Atlanta taking on the Washington Wizards. For them, Trae Young, he's still out. That's pretty much it. For the Washington Wizards, Keyshawn George, he's questionable to play. That's one that we do want to know if he's going to be in or out. They should be having Sarr, of course, back in the starting lineup, so everything should be good over there for that. Orlando taking on Philly. Paolo, he's still out for Philly. Tyrese Maxey, he's probable to play. Paul George, he's probable to play. Joel Embiid, he's gone through shoot around, so he might be back and he might be playing. Even if he's back and playing, we know he's going to be on a minutes limit. And then for the Clippers taking on the Los Angeles Lakers, Bogdanovich, he's questionable with that illness that he has going on. And then over here for the Lakers, they're without DeAndre Ayton. Ayton will not be playing in this game, so we probably will be actually getting Jackson Hayes starting at center over here for them. Head on over to DraftKings, the site that plays most on the site. If you guys don't have an account and you want one, check the link down in the description box below so you guys get that deposit match bonus and join your boy over here on the Kang. Before I even get into the breakdown, of course, with Thanksgiving coming up and everything like that, I'm going to ask this a couple times, but what are the main dishes that you have to have? Bump the turkey. I know everyone's house is different. You know, some people do the green bean casserole, the candy carrots and stuff like that instead. What is the main dish that has to be at your Thanksgiving feast in order for you to have a good Thanksgiving? Let me know. Let me know down in the comment section. All right, Atlanta taking on Washington. Of course, this is going to be everyone 1 through 5 is pretty much going to primarily be in play in this. Jalen Johnson 9-9, rightfully so. I mean, the dude has been touching a triple double his last several games. He just has not gotten there, which was crazy because he had a whole fourth quarter to get the last 2 rebounds he needed to get the triple double, but just didn't do it. This is another great matchup for him going in here against the Washington Wizards. His assist uses, the potential assists are very daggone high. The matchup in regards to him to actually go out there and get a scoring is going to be great. 9,900, it makes sense. Especially when you have other studs on the slate, such as James Harden and Luka Doncic. You have another player that is in that sub 10K range that can get you to those exact same numbers, especially for matching what Luka can do on the slate. I definitely don't mind it for Jalen Johnson just because it is such an easy matchup. The inside, the painted area, that's what we have continuously attacked the Washington Wizards. And we'll be able to do that again here with Jalen Johnson. If you don't want to mess with Jalen Johnson, of course, Kristaps Porzingis, 6,800, showed that he can play the minutes, he can play the role, and he can definitely go out there and dominate. And this is another matchup right here where he will be able to dominate going up against the Washington Wizards. I definitely do not mind that for KP. What I saw last time out going up against the Pelicans, I mean, if he can repeat that here, granted, it was very much on the back of a heavy scoring performance out there for him, but he did have some peripherals out there as well, so definitely don't mind that at 6,800. Makes sense if you're like eerie about playing a Jackson Hayes or Wendell Carter Jr. on today's slate. Kristaps Porzingis makes sense as a pretty good anchor for us to look towards. Dyson Daniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, both these guys are, of course, in great spots as well. Definitely Dyson, he's looking pretty good over his last 2 games, been pretty consistent. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, unfortunately, really for him, the scoring has to be there in order for him to have a really great day. I don't mind if you want to come down to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He's in a good spot, of course. But then, of course, Dyson Daniels, I think he'll be lower owned. And honestly, I wouldn't mind just stacking this first game if you would even think to go there. Jalen Johnson running it back with a Nickeil Alexander-Walker or Dyson Daniels, or bump Jalen. You take Kristaps Porzingis and run one of the guards as well, or both of the guards in this situation, and then you're running it back with someone over there from the Washington Wizards side, whether it be Sarr, whether it be Keyshawn George, as long as he's in. Koulibaly, if Keyshawn is going to be ruled out, because of course his assist upside and things like that go up as well, or CJ McCollum, because no No Keyshawn out there, more shots. Of course, the ball is going to be more in CJ's hands versus others as well. Outside of that, Onyeka Okongwu, 7,200. Nope. Price is too high, especially coming off the bench and backing up Kristaps Porzingis. I don't see myself getting there. I'm not going to pay 7,200 for a play that's only going to get me 30-something fantasy points, especially coming off the bench. Outside of that, Ricochet typically always is the lower owned play that you can always just come down here and tick down to get to. Going up against the number 2 draft pick from last year as well. So, maybe we can see a little something here. Who knows? Outside of that, unless you think the game is going to be a blowout, then maybe you look towards like Keaton Wallace, the Vitch Kretschkys and stuff like that, but not really interested. Over here on the flip side of things, Sar, honestly, this team kind of goes how Sar goes. If Sar is able to go out here and have a great, like his shot attempts, his numbers are super high with what he does on night-to-night basis. Like you can really see that they are empowering him to actually go out here and just like lead this team. And I've always said it's kind of crazy in regards to the slack that he gets when he wasn't even the number 1 pick. He literally was not the number 1 pick. I will say it should be a tougher matchup for him going up, of course, against Kristaps Porzingis out there, but definitely his ability to stretch the floor, his defensive upside, as long as he stays out of foul trouble, it's okay. I don't mind him for the potential upside that he has. I'll have more interest in CJ if Keyshawn is going to be out. Then I don't mind paying that 5,900 price tag. But if he's in, if I land there, then maybe, but not necessarily like, yo, I have to play CJ McCollum. Instead, maybe we can look towards Koulibaly. He's out there. He just is so very mid, but one of these days he's going to be able to be efficient shooting the ball. We already know he can stuff the stat sheet in other categories, and if Keyshawn misses, that upside just goes up. We just need him to actually score and just give us a little bit, just a little bit more meat on the bone in order to pay it off. So definitely don't mind looking at him as a GPP option on the day. It's definitely something that you can consider. Chris Middleton, I don't care if he's going to be, I would care if he was 3K, yeah, I'd play him, but I'm not playing Chris Middleton. Like, no, that's not it for me. If Corey Kispert somehow starts again, then yes, please sign me up. I will take that all day. Knows his role, knows he's out there to shoot, know that he can actually play a little bit of defense, can rebound the ball and do some other things out there that are pretty nice. And that 4K versus the Hawks team, I wouldn't mind taking that right there at all whatsoever. If Bagley is going to be ruled out again, then we are going to see some pretty solid minutes for Cam Whitmore, who's been playing pretty great off the bench. But that's if Bagley's going to be ruled out. If he is, because Cam Whitmore comes in, he plays that backup forward role over there for them. 3,800. You just take a chance on that. You know he's not going to get you a 0. He's going to play at least 15 minutes. The upside is legit real with Cam Whitmore being out there on the court, and that's definitely something that'll help you, especially on the small slate where people are not really going to be looking down, or they might be just down here looking at some stupid value, taking like a Champagne, hoping that he goes out there and actually does something decent for himself for once. But I'd rather play Cam Whitmore. I like the upside. I like the position, and I honestly think that he would be the lower owned option when it comes down to it over here for them. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss in the sauce and stuff your boy drops over here on the channel, and drop a like on the video if you guys are actually enjoying the stuff that your boy does put out over here. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. I mean, I see the viewership, it's there, the subscriptions, they're going up, and hey, I like it. Orlando taking on Philly. I mean, honestly, what more do we even have to talk about when it comes down over here for Orlando? We know Franz is going to have all the usage. Of course, no Paolo. He's going to be the main guy that we kind of want to get to over here. But I will say, as much as I hate to admit it, Desmond Bane has been playing pretty well. He has. He's kind of stuffing the stat sheet. He's doing a little bit of something. I have to give him some credit. So maybe, just maybe, we can consider Desmond Bane. But I will say, Jalen Suggs, man, a healthy Jalen Suggs, a full minutes Jalen Suggs is looking pretty good for him. Like the upside for Suggs, definitely don't mind him. We've seen it. Opposing guards going up against Philly, they've actually been playing pretty well. Davion Mitchell just had 38 versus them. Roland 6'3", quickly 40, Harden 48. Suggs, with the way that he's been playing and everything he's been doing, I definitely would take him for the upside and potential. Wendell Carter Jr. going up against Embiid, if it's going to be Embiid or if it's going to be Drum Dog, whoever it is out there. I don't mind it. I can attest that opposing centers have played well, even with Embiid being out there. Paul Reed had 33, Zubac had 35, Jakopoto 36, Miles Turner 31, Khalil Ware 46. I have to have some interest. I mean, I told you guys, as long as he's playing the minutes and not in foul trouble, which he fouled out versus New York, he's a good play. I could take it. I could take it. Granted, he was out last game, which I think that might have just been rest or something for the back-to-back. And then, of course, we got shagged with Goga or whatever. But definitely Wendell Carter Jr., I will have some interest right there. I will say the one player that probably will go under own and no one will pay attention to, and he's sitting at 5K and he is starting, would be Tristan Da Silva. As long as that 3-ball and he's taking it, it's falling, and he's doing everything else, getting you a couple of rebounds and things like that. Of course, defensive is going to focus on to France, to Bain. I don't mind Tristan Silva. 5K is a good value option that we can look towards on this slate. Outside of that, only other player off the bench you want to pay attention to is going to be Anthony Black. I'm not even going to tempt myself with Goga. Like, hell no. Not even going to go there. On the flip side of things, looking over here for Philly, longest max he's in, maxi pad at 10K. I mean, why not? Get you to pivot off of Luka. You have a stud that can go out there without Embiid, without Paul George, whatever. He still has the ball in his hand. He still has the usage. The assist upside is going to be there for him. The scoring, whenever he decides he wants to put the pedal to the metal, he will get there and he can go. At 10K, I definitely can mess with that. Still for him, it'll be more contrarian because I do feel like people are going to look at that price and not want to mess with it at all on the slate. But definitely, Joel Embiid, 7,600. I don't care. He's going to be a minutes limit. I doubt he plays more than 20, 25 minutes, if that. Paul George, he's still working his way back from injury as well. Only 20 minutes last time out. Looked really great in this game going up against the Milwaukee Bucks, but not anything that's enticing me that I have to get there and play. Andre the Drum Dog, only if he's starting. Only way I will even be interested in going that direction. With Kelly Oubre Jr. out, we're actually getting, and with VJ Edgecombe out, we're getting Quentin Grimes in the starting lineup. Only problem is you're out there playing with Paul George. You're out there playing now with Joel Embiid. If those guys were out, I would have more interest in Quentin Grimes. It just really sucks. Now, he could go under-owned, and with all the defensive attention that should be going to some of these other players, and if he gets hot, he's taking some pretty great shot attempts, but of course, Embiid being back, that's going to take it down a little bit. Definitely makes for a good GPP option, especially on a small slate. I could possibly mess with looking there as an option. If they start Edwards again, it's one of those low, like just cheap players that'll get you there. 4,400, he's starting, he'll be out there. He's going to rebound, do a little bit of something. It makes it enticing to even just look in that direction as a potential option in play. Los Angeles Clippers taking on Los Angeles Fakers. Really over here, I mean, James Harden is having to do any and everything in order for them to even stay inside of a game, in order for them to just figure it out and whatnot. Kawhi Leonard is back. He played 26 minutes last game. Looked pretty good. Went to the locker room for a little bit, which kind of was like, damn, first game back after a while, and it's just like, ugh. Now, I don't know if I'm going to actually want to play Kawhi. I know that he can go out there and he can just dominate in his time, but 8,400 is kind of a bit rich. Maybe if he was in like the 7K range, I'd be more enticed to play Kawhi Leonard over playing Joel Embiid. That's kind of where I lean right there on that. James Harden, of course, Harden's Harden. Opposing guards going up against the Lakers. They haven't done too bad. We just saw Keyshawn George back-to-back games drop over 45 fantasy points versus them. Jeremiah Fears had 42. So definitely, of course, Harden, the usage, everything is going to be there. Makes sense. Not 800, not bad at all. Big Zoo going up against Jackson Hayes. Yes, please. Yes, please. Like, that's it. That's all. Yes, please. Big Zoo. Like, that's all it is right there, man. John Collins, he's starting, but I swear, bro doesn't do shit. He just doesn't do shit out there. I know it's a new role, new team. I mean, you shot like crap going up against Cleveland, so maybe that might be a factor right there. But GPP option only right there for me is if both. I can't even endorse anything else in regards to that. The Clippers are a mess, man. Outside of Harden, Zubac really just being like the two interesting ones. It's just to me. Just I don't know. Last but not least, Los Angeles Fakers. Luka Doncic is Luka. Kind of hard to be to argue it. Of course, you know, Luka's mostly matchup proof, but I will say 12K makes you kind of scratch your head and be like, do I really have to pay up for that? Do I have enough value to get up there to him? I will say LeBron James looked like LeBron James like normal. 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 17 points, 18 shot attempts though. That was a lot for him right there in that last game. Priced at 9K, I still don't think that I need to get there. Instead, I'd rather still just play Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves, he's still getting his shot attempts out there. He's still doing other things, stuff in the stat sheet and everything. I'd rather play the 8,100 for AR versus going over here to LeBron James. I know his usage is just as high as LeBron, as Luka Doncic. He's up there in regards to it. It's these three players are the main options over here for them. And if I want some exposure over here to this team, especially with the defensive attention that LeBron James and Luka's going to get, AR just makes sense to me as a potential option. Rui Hachimura with DeAndre Ayton being out, I think his rebounding chance that those things go up and it makes it a much better play. 5,200, I don't mind going there to him. Jackson Hayes, yes, he's going to get the start. Yes, they're going to need his size a bit to try to contend with Zubac, but really a GPP filler at that 4,400 price tag, not something that I feel like I'm running and gunning that I have to get to. Marcus Smart, of course, those minutes and stuff are coming down with LeBron James being back. Really not too enticed to go there. Same thing for Jake Arabia. All their minutes and stuff are going to be going down, of course, with LeBron, with the fact that he's just over there and back. Main plays that we would just even contend with and want to mess with, of course, will be Rui, AR are the top two options to me over here for the Lakers. Then LeBron, Luka will be GPP options that you can play instead. All right, real quick to go ahead and just end the video. I know you guys love to get this core at the end of it, because if I don't give it, or if I don't post it, boy, do I be getting those comments about it. All right. First of all, Ken Whitmore, I like him for the GP upside. I do think that Bagley might still be out. If Bagley's in, then of course I'll move off of it. But again, this is a small slate. You got to get different on a small slate for that reason being. Jalen Johnson, of course, I love the matchup, love the position, love the spot. I just think that it just makes sense and it's okay, because I'm going to be pairing my boy Austin Reeves with it. That gives me like two decent studs on the slate right there. And then looking at the center position, Wendell Carter Jr. coming off for some rest, some easy days, 5,600. Boom. This is a decent core right here. Unless you be able to build, continue it out and whatnot. You got some decent other mid-tier options that you can get to. You definitely could pay up and get another close to 7K-ish player on the slate that you might want to slide into there. You can mess with Desmond Bain, Dyson Daniels, then Nikhil Alexander-Walkers. You can put that into this core right here, be able to finish it out. Of course, if you run with it, again, make sure you pay attention if Bagley is going to be in or out, because that will dictate for me if I was to even look at Ken Whitmore if I have him inside of my player pool later on. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys were able to get something from this video. If you guys did enjoy the content, again, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you guys don't miss in the sauce. What's up? Your boy drops off here on the channel, and drop a like. Happy holidays. Peace.